Lauren on. So I'm going to record this call and I'm going to live stream as long as possible and then I'll hit you guys up with the recording. So Lauren is amazing. She's a dog mom. She's a mom of twins, boy and a girl. Married. You are from Maryland and live in Maryland. Yeah?
Correct. Yep.
Okay, awesome. So how many years have you, Ashley said we're on. Oh, but I'm on with my cell phone. Thanks, Ash. How many years have you been with Isogenics?
I started as a cleanser in May of 17, and then I started the business the last weekend of June in 2018, so last June.
Awesome.
Like a year and a half.
Okay, and what made you decide to kind of put the products into your body?
Um, well, I had obviously like twin weight to lose. I had waited till they were like 18 months, never worked out, never done a program, none of that before. I'd actually been approached with Isogenics for 4 years prior, and I just thought everyone that approached me was, can I curse on this?
Yeah, of course.
Fucking annoying.
Yeah, yeah,
It's gonna slip out, so I just might as well ask permission because it's just gonna happen.
yeah, you're okay.
So I just ignored it forever. A girlfriend of mine was the manager at Lululemon, and I went in there to go clothes shopping. And actually, backing up, I joined Orange Theory the beginning of 2017, thinking, that will do it. Worked out there like 3 times a week for 5 months and only lost 2 pounds, which was really frustrating. Bumped into my girlfriend at Lululemon, and I was pant shopping, and I got into my whole sob story because I needed a size that I wasn't used to buying. And she's like, oh, you should try Isogenics, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, fuck that. Like, no, I don't like shakes. Like, I like food, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, if you don't like it, screw it, just try it. So tried it. And then I lost 5 pounds my first week. And so I was like, all right, 5 pounds my first week versus 2 pounds in 5 months. That's awesome. My instant gratification need loved it. So I just kept going. And, with anything, you form a habit. I like routine and I thrive off of, schedules. So I dropped all 30 pounds in 3.5 months. And then I was just hooked. And I get really obsessive with stuff. So I got obsessed with it, and I just would try more things every month. And I literally, if you could see my stairwell right now, I have 3 humongous boxes that came today. And Adam, my husband, thinks like I have an issue and need a support group. So that's how I got started.
Well, I'm looking at your living room and it looks amazingly clean for a living room of twins.
You should see what's in front of my computer because I knew you would see behind me.
Just kick it. You kick it all in the back.
It does not, no. It's my house. It's like a hoarder lives in it right now.
So let me ask you a question because I think that some people share it with friends and, their friends might say, no, it's not for me, or I don't drink shakes, exactly like your response was. What was it at that particular moment 4 years later that finally made you say like, all right, maybe I will?
I think it was just like I felt so shitty about myself because I had like this extra weight that I was never used to having. Like, growing up, I just was that person that could eat whatever they wanted and never really had to pay for it. I always had an athletic build, but I wasn't an athlete. I was, a cheerleader, but that's.
Yeah, one of those lucky bitches we love to hate.
Exactly. And now I'm looking back, I'm like, what a fucking asshole. Like, seriously? Like, no. But I didn't want to be in pictures. I didn't want to change in front of my husband. None of my clothes fit. I just felt like crap. And the fact that I was busting my ass at Orange Theory and nothing was really happening, I didn't realize the whole nutrition, fitness, whatever. And so just my friend Brittany's approach about it, because she wasn't even a close friend. She was just someone that I was like acquaintances with, but she was very real, not like sales pitchy, which is what always had turned me off. And she was like, I lost 15 pounds my first month. I'm not kidding. This stuff's not a joke. It tastes so good. You eat all day long. It's not just shakes. Like, she literally said, if you don't like it, fuck it. And I'm like, okay, I like that. I had every intention when I ordered that premium pack of eating all of it and returning the whole box on day 29. But clearly that didn't happen 2.5 years later. But yeah, I liked that I wasn't going to be locked into anything. I didn't want to commit. And Adam was like, just do it. Because he had done Isogenics years prior to me. So So I just like the nonchalant, approach. And I literally had run out of options at that point and was like, what do I have to lose at this point other than my fat ass? So,
You know what? I think people share, and then when somebody says no to them, they feel bad and they get discouraged and they think that it's something in their approach. When, in all honesty, it has nothing to do with us or how we present it. People are not saying no to us. The
right,
reason why people are saying no is because they're not ready. You just
right,
were in a place 4 years prior that you were, really desperately needing a change. And, when you spoke with Nicole, it was like the timing was just right for you. You're like,
mhm,
Orange Theory, pants don't fit, I can't take it. Here's this crazy person, like, what have I got to lose? And you kind of just have this breaking point where this has got to work.
right,
Nothing else is working. And what I love about our system is that it produces results.
mhm,
And I think that is massive. You've got to give somebody a win. You've got to give someone a victory, right?
right,
Because like I used to do, try different programs, and I would, like lose a pound a week, get my period, and then gain 5 back. And it was like very frustrating. And here in Isogenics, I lost 7 pounds my first week. And I'm like, oh, like I can do this. And
right.
just you feel that empowerment, I guess. It just gives you confidence.
100%. The fact that I saw results so quickly is what kept me through it because I need instant gratification. Because when people are like, go to the gym and eat healthy, I'll work out for an hour and be like, okay, cool. Where's my 12 pack? I don't understand. Like,
Yeah.
no, like if this had taken me on anything else, this would have taken to lose 30 pounds, 12 months. It would have taken forever. I would have given up tenfold a few weeks into it because it's just too much work and it's frustrating.
Yeah.
But I just kept seeing the scale move and stuff getting bigger on me. And I'm like, this is really cool. What's going to happen next week and next week? And then you get hooked. And I literally got obsessed with not perfecting myself, but improving everything that bothered me on my body. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, let's tone this. Let's lose this. Like, let's blah, 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 blah. Because I
Yeah.
just, realized that if you stick with it, it works.
Yeah.
So
It works. And I love that it for you, it like once you got the results, you started working on toning, you started working, and that's what isogenics is about. I feel like people come on and they're like, okay, let me do a 30-day system and then bounce. Like, this is a lifestyle change. This is about healthy aging. This is about putting the best quality nutrition into your body. And really, just once you feel good, like I tell people are like, what if I lose too much? I'm like, you can't lose too much. Like, isogenics is a miracle. You'll only lose what you need to lose. And I don't know how it works, but it really is like you get to a point where you're healthy and you feel great and you feel energized. And then from there, you just take it to the next level and you look amazing. So speaking of next level, what made you start sharing? When the hell do you have time? And like, why? I mean, you and I had a conversation last week, and I found you to be very inspirational. And I like that you're very honest and forthcoming. And you said, you know what, like, I don't have people in my house. I have 2 small babies. Like, sipping samples are not for me. But if I can post my results on Instagram where there are billions of people, why the heck not? And make some extra money. And so the reason why I reached out to you, because you were like our top enroller last month. You had, I think, I keep saying 13. I think it was 13 enrollments, which is amazing because while everybody else is like, nobody wants to lose weight during the holidays, you're like, yeah, right. I have 13 people. Gosh. So talk to me about, when did this occur to you that maybe you can make some extra money and stay home with the babies?
So I have to credit that 1,000% to Nicole. Like, and for those of you that don't know Nicole Bean, like so her and I became friends. So I'm not her direct enrollment. We have Brittany between us, and we're both in the same area. And Nicole worked at the Orange Theory that I go to. And I knew I was on her team, but we just became friends because I went obsessively and she would always see me. And then Brittany loosely did the business, but not really. So Nicole kind of became my mentor. And she watched me at Orange Theory from like a September of 2017 till when I had a conversation with her in like June or May or June. And I said something about like my credit card and, my bills were getting high and I couldn't keep up. And, I didn't want to tell Adam about it because shopping and whatever. So I was like, what the hell to do? I need to make some money. And she's like, I don't understand why you're not doing the business. And I was like, oh no, I'm not doing that. Like, I don't want to be one of those people that's cold messaging people and gets blocked. And that's exactly what turned me off. And she's like, I don't want you to be. That's not what my team does. Like, no, that's not what we do. And I'm like, whatever. And so then I kind of just left it alone. And then we revisited it like a month later. And I was like, all right, just tell me what I need to do. And she's like, listen, she's like, you had a transformation. You are a walking billboard for Isogenics. You consume more products now than you did when you first started. You are extremely coachable. And if you had the cure for cancer, would you not tell people? Think of all the people that were in your shoes a year ago when you started. And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, like, fine. Like, like what? Okay.
She hit home for you. You almost felt like selfish. Like, why am I not sharing this?
Well, and it just didn't make sense. I mean, when she said like the cure for cancer comment, it made no sense why I wasn't sharing, but like in my own way. Cause I said, if I'm going to do this, I'm doing this my way. Like, I'm not going to do something I'm not comfortable with. And she was 100% like, yes, whatever you want to do. But I just remember how crappy I felt and how forever I just didn't know any solution. And I found it and it worked so quickly. And I know how good it feels. And I know the result that you can get out of it. So I was like, all right, I'll try it, whatever. And, she literally handheld me through everything. Even to this day, I bug her multiple times a day on the daily about questions. And she's become one of my closest friends in the process. But I still, I want the support and I have questions and whatever. But my first post, she helped me put together. I felt like I was going to throw up because I only ever posted about my kids. And I like literally posted and I was like, like I thought I was going to vomit. Like, so
because you were so nervous, Lauren.
I was so nervous because I don't put myself out there like that.
What
and
were you scared of? Were you scared?
I care so much what other people think of me. I care so much. I'm so insecure. I will be the first to admit, like, I just care way too much. And I like to blend into the wall. Like I'm very shy, like, just don't talk to me. Don't notice me. Like, I don't want to know. So putting myself out there, I was like, this is so not me, but I have to get past that initial step if I want any part of this. So I posted and I was so shocked how many people not just commented, like, I think I had like 300 something likes of like, why would I give a shit about a picture I posted? But people privately messaging me being like, your post hit home. Like, what are you doing? I've been searching for something. It's like, you don't realize who's looking for something until you put yourself out there. And people can see before and afters of randoms all day long, but until they see someone they personally know and trust and it resonates with, that's when they're like, I trust her. She did something. I know what she looked like before. So what are you doing? And just realizing that, like, it wasn't that awkward and it wasn't that weird, and how many people appreciated the fact that I did that and came to me looking for help. We posted on a Thursday, I want to say, or even a Friday. We had 6 calls lined up, and Nicole's like, we're going to hammer all these out before the end of commission week, Sunday night. We enrolled all 6 people that weekend, and I made $1,000 in 2 days. And I was like, holy shit, there goes my credit card, and sign me up, and whatever you want me to do, I'll do it 10 times. And that's how I've been since then. Like, she got me to executive. She got me on Caymans. Like, I realize what happens if you become coachable and you get what you want out of it. And in the process, I've made such great relationships, and it's such a great community. And
great money and great freedom. And
dude, just in the last 2 weeks, it paid for all my holiday presents. I didn't even have to like worry about it. Yeah. It was, and it's stuff I'm doing every day. And it's so second nature to me now that I'm like, I look at people, I'm like, you're stupid if you don't do this. Like,
but, I think that in a lot of things in life, I feel like fear holds people back.
1,000%.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of times you're so worried about being judged and coming out, and people are going to be watching you. And what if I'm too fat to
Mm-hmm.
post. And, I notice that every time I come out, and become a little bit more vulnerable and more honest, anytime I talk about sensitive issues like how hard it is having a blended family with a step parent, or anytime I talk about something that's difficult, is when I get the most reaction, because that's the stuff that people resonate with the most. Like if you're like a freak going to Orange Theory 6 days a week and living on shakes, like that may or may not be relatable. But if
Right.
you're like a human person and you're a mom and you're stressed and you're exhausted and you're just winging it by the skin of your teeth, that's the stuff that people relate to. And I really commend you for being so open, because you've helped a lot of people in the interim,
Yeah.
and I think that's what it's about. If someone didn't have the courage to share this with you openly, would you feel the way you are feeling now? Be like, just not even the body, but just the heart, the joy, the living stress free. Would you be
Right.
where you are today?
I'm sorry, what was the last part?
Would you be where here today? Like,
No.
you
I
know,
mean, no. I mean, it literally was a complete game changer. Like if, yeah, no, I would not.
yeah, and it's not just the pan size. That's what I try to
No.
tell people. Like, a one size Genics gets into, like, even just the friends you make.
Oh my God, yeah. I've made so many amazing relationships just out of this. And the thing that I thought was the coolest is that since I am so present on social media and the people that have reached out here and there, it's like people come out of the woodwork, and I've gotten back in touch with so many people from my past and rekindled old friendships and relationships. And, people I've had falling out with, like in college, like we're now friends again. So it's like all this other like positive stuff can come out of it, aside from getting thin and feeling better. It makes you feel better, and it makes you a better person, and it makes you, just appreciate more things and have more people come into your life that would not have prior to this.
Yeah, and I feel like the positivity far outweighs the bad. I've heard Eric Worre say many times that the biggest obstacle here is taking a loss of social esteem. Like, not because you're doing anything wrong, just because people don't know what they don't know.
Right.
Somebody said to me today, like, "Ugh, I can't be a door-to-door salesman." And I'm like, why would you be? Like, I'm not.
Right.
Like, who told you to do that?
Hmm.
So I think people just don't know what they don't know. So it's up to us to really educate them. It's up to us to kind of clarify what this is or what this isn't. But I also feel like just not having an attachment. Like, I notice that when you talk to people, you don't really have that, like, emotional attachment. You're like, if they sign up, cool. And if they don't sign up, like, that's cool too. I'm not here to push. I'm just here to educate, and I'm here to inspire, and that's it. Like, literally, that's it.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've started a call with, I'm going to give you all the information you want and no obligation whatsoever. If you don't sign up, I don't give a shit. Like, at least you've gotten your info. Like, because I knew how I felt when I was on multiple calls prior to joining, and I just did not want to be sold. So I like to just put it out there, like, if this isn't for you, great. I don't care. If this is for you, welcome aboard. Like, you're not going to hurt my feelings either way. Just like I wouldn't care if you came with or without me to an Orange Theory class. Like, I don't care. So
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I feel like it's just when you have that, like, unattachment to people, that's when they will come around. I really, really feel that's when they come around, because if you're like, it's not about pushing it, because people will say yes when they're ready, not when you want them to. So
I tell people all the time, I'm like, if you're not mentally there and you're not ready, I'm like, I don't want you, because you're going to be a nightmare to coach and you're going to give up in 3 weeks. I've
yeah.
said that to so many people. I'm like, you're going to be a nightmare to coach. You're going to give up in 3 weeks. And if you're not there, then come back when you are, because I've dealt with enough people that weren't ready, that got like a little nudged into the direction of doing it. And then they were like, I can't. They freak out. I'm like, oh God, another headache I don't need. Like, peace out, like, whatever.
Yeah, I agree. You need someone who's coachable and willing. So basically, you said to me like that you are just running it with Instagram. And I said, I've never enrolled anyone on Instagram. And you were like, well, it's stupid not to use it because there's a billion people. So I don't know if you've seen me, but I've been like blowing up my Instagram. I'm vibing every day. All of a sudden, Tara Romano messages me and she's like, oh, I have that book. And I'm like, wait, where did that message go? Who just said that? Like, I don't even know how to use Instagram because the message went somewhere and I couldn't even find, I didn't realize that when someone replies to your stories,
Uh-huh.
yeah. So, but listen, I'm horrible at it. But since our conversation last week, I have posted and done stories every day because I'm like, you know what? The girl's right. Why would I target only 1 billion people when I can target 2 billion people? And everything's connected. And then you told me about this swipe up option. So
I'm so jealous you have that.
well, I keep telling people to swipe up, but clearly I don't know how to attach a link. So people are messaging me telling me there's nothing to swipe. And then when it connects to Facebook, Facebook doesn't have the swipe up
Right.
option. So people are like, what the hell is she talking about? But you know what? That's the beauty of this business is that you can absolutely suck ass at this and just commit yourself to getting better and trying and learn from anyone and everyone. So I'm like, you know what? Lauren's crushing it on Instagram. I will never, ever miss a day. And that was my 2020 goal. Post every day on IG.
That's
So
awesome.
give me, please, some tips about Instagram. Tell me what I need to be doing on a consistent basis. Tell me how I need to be branding myself. Because I told you, like, I basically sit around and scratch my ass every day. Like, I do nothing. And you're like, oh, no, people love that boring stuff. And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
oh, I can do boring.
It's the uneventful shit that people eat right up.
That's so funny. I didn't know that. I really felt like I had to be like doing cartwheels, living my best life, like in my
No,
underwear or something.
that's not relatable. Like I hate the people who, not hate the people, but like hate the accounts, and we all follow them where it's like everything is like, cupcakes and rainbows and, perfect and men filters. And I'm like, okay, yes, for like 25% of it. And then like, we all know that's complete bullshit and just be real and like show us the real stuff because that's more relatable. But like I told you, like I would say of those, I guess it was 13 last month, 11 of them were complete strangers that found me on Instagram. Like I don't know any of them. Like I possibly know the two just from, from somewhere in the past, but they were watching my stuff on Instagram. But the other 11, all over the country, no fucking clue who they are.
So how do they get you in their feed? I know that they have to friend you or follow you to see your story.
Okay, so a couple of so a couple of tips for Instagram that I always do. So aside from like I have a posting schedule, like I post every single day, like certain things on certain days, but I post whatever I post on Instagram, I post on Facebook. But I also live in my Instagram stories. So I'll maybe post on both once or twice a day, but my stories are going all day long. So when you post, especially on Instagram, I'm not even going to get into the stories yet, but when you post, your profile has to be public because otherwise nobody's going to take the time. Like if they have to friend you and follow you, wait for you to accept it. Like people want to stalk you. We all stalk each other. Let's admit it. Like I stalk everybody. You stalk your ex's current girlfriend. You stalk everybody.
Yeah,
and they want to look at your shit, whether they want to follow you or not. So make your stuff public.
Okay.
Whenever I post,
Files public. I'm literally. I will just take notes while you're chatting.
Take notes. So make it everything public, both Facebook and Instagram. And then let's say I'm putting up a picture of, whatever from the Caymans, you put a geotag location of wherever the picture's from. So I put like 7 Mile Beach or Kimpton Seafire or Stingray City or whatever you want it to be. Like even when I'm at home on my fucking couch, I post Washington, D.C. Do I live in D.C.? No, but that's more exciting than Gaithersburg, Maryland, which is 20 minutes outside of DC, and no one's fucking searching Gaithersburg.
Use
geotagging. It's just the location. So, because sometimes I could be like, oh, I want to go see I don't know. Like if I'm in New York and I want to go see Saks Fifth Avenue, like windows, I could just type in like the geotag Saks Fifth Avenue to see who else has posted pictures from there. And
Yeah.
anyone that has geotagged that location,
Yes.
all those pictures will come up if you're public. So that's one way people search is location. So you always want to put a location. The next thing I do is I actually tag the picture, and I will tag it like not just, ice. I always tag isogenics. I always tag start your life. I always tag isobody because, someone who could be randomly searching like, oh, I heard about isogenics. I wonder like what it's about. And they'll search the isogenics and see the tagged pictures to see like what people tag isogenics in. And they'll come across every single one of my pictures because I've tagged them in it. It's just another way to be found. But I also tag like, it depends on what the picture is, but let's say it was something isogenics related or program related. I'll tag all the competitors. I'll tag Beachbody. I'll tag F Factor. I'll tag Herbalife. I'll tag It Works. I'll tag, Nutrisystem, Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig. Like I'll tag every single one because I'm like, I want those people to come to me because they're going to all search those pictures of like all the other programs. And I'll even tag like women's health, men's health, Shape magazine. Like I'll tag any account that's like a big account relevant to what I posted. Or if I like do a picture of like a funny parenting quote or something, I'll tag, parenting magazine. I'll tag the Ellen show. I'll tag BuzzFeed. I'll tag, Gerber, Target. Like I'll tag anything parenting related because people will randomly want to see like if I go to the Ellen show account on Instagram, I want to see like, oh, I wonder what tagged pictures it's in or something. And you click on the tagged pictures and you see anyone that's tagged the Ellen show. So I just tag, you can have I think up to 30 tags. I'll just tag the shit. Sometimes I tag like Zac Efron and Britney Spears. And that's how I got a Britney Spears enrollment.
Listen, I won't laugh. You're doing something right. So make your profile on Facebook and IG public. Use geotagging location to tag because people search places.
Yes, and this is more for Instagram.
With lots of hashtags relevant.
Well, that's not even hashtags. That's like actually tagging the photo. Like you know how there's like if you're in my picture, I would tag you.
Yeah.
And it would show up on your profile. It's tagging your photo to other accounts.
Oh, tag pic with
any related accounts.
Okay.
And you can do up to 30. So I utilize all 30. And I remember I was at the grocery store the other day and I took a picture of the entire magazine rack so I could remember all the magazine names. And I'm like, I'll tag Cosmopolitan, I'll tag Glamour, I'll tag Elle, I'll tag Vogue, like anything. And you don't know who's looking at tag pictures of Vogue and they come across maybe like one of my like bloggery type pictures where I look like I'm trying to give a shit. And they're like, oh, wait, that's a cute outfit. Who is that? And then you don't know how people find you.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Just and then be found. That's your main objective, to be found.
Exactly. Because I'm not going to go hunting for people because I know a lot of people that they will try to like seek out people that they want on their team. I don't have time for that, nor do I want to spend my day looking for people. So I would just rather have people looking for me and just happen to stumble across me. And then the last big component is hashtags. So I have an app that I use it's actually called Hashtag, and it's a hot pink icon with a hashtag, whatever hashtag symbol on it. And you basically type in a search term, like I would type in nutrition or nutrition program, and it'll generate every single hashtag remotely related to that. And you can select 30 of them because you can have 30 at a time. So I'll do like, if it's isogenics related, I'll do like nutrition or weight loss or, whatever. And I'll put all those hashtags. Or if it's like a funny meme or a parenting thing, I'll type in like, funny moms or something like a search term and it'll generate all those hashtags.
Yeah. So if I'm posting like something with Bia and energy, I would maybe tag anything relevant to energy, parenthood, mom life. So look up the hashtag mom life because who's exhausted? Parents. So maybe if they see my page, they will look and they would be like, oh, what is this product? Who is she? And then they kind of follow you to see if you kind of vibe with them. So
Exactly.
you post on Instagram and it links right to your Facebook. You said about once or twice a day.
Yeah, I do like an actual post on both once or twice a day, but then I live all day long in my stories. So my stories literally are from the second I wake up to I go to bed. And it's just a mixture. Like, I don't want to make it too much like isogenics all day long. I mean, it's in there every single day somehow, but like I'll do like dropping my kids off at school if they do something funny, or I'll do like a picture of my elf on the shelf that I've been doing every night, or, you know, walking my dog, or just like, you know, whatever, just dumb shit. That's it. Because people like following your day, even if it's like the most mundane, like I'm going to Target, I'm going grocery shopping, and, you know, look at this stuff and whatever. Like, people just like to watch other people, even if it has like no relevancy to anything. And then
Why do you think that is, Lauren? Why do you
I
think?
don't know, just like seeing how other people live, I guess, and people just, you know, naturally being nosy and curious. Because I like watching people talk. And at first I'd be like, God, this is weird. Like, she's kind of weird. Like, what is she talking about? And I'll just like sit there and watch, and my husband would be like, why are you watching so-and-so talk on into her phone all day long? I'm like, I don't know. I just can't not watch it. It's like a train wreck. I can't stop. And then I started doing it, and it becomes addicting. And, you know, then when you sprinkle in like other information, like, you know, oh, you know, like this time of year, I found the best deals on toys at Target for holiday shopping. These are all the presents I got my kids. Like, here's ideas. Here's where you could find them, blah, 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 blah. Like, people like kind of like had that blogger mentality where you don't always just talk about one thing. You kind of talk about like other stuff that you come across, or like, you know, I post stuff about my workout, or, you know, I posted Adam got our elf on the shelf stuck on the upper cabinet and was jumping in the kitchen for 10 minutes in his underwear trying to get it down. And I videotaped that whole thing, blasted him on the internet, put him up there. And I had more comments of people cracking up because they thought it was hilarious. Just like stuff like that.
You know what? I think that it gives people an opportunity to get to know you, to see that
Exactly.
you're a real person, and maybe also to trust you. And I think that's really important. So I like it. I mean, I'm not going to go a day without using IG, because to me, it seems like they're both connected.
Right.
Do you do Facebook Live? Do you do like any of those lives, or no?
I feel so uncomfortable doing it. The only time I've ever done it is if like I'm having a one-on-one like this, and that's maybe been 3 times ever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just never got comfortable with it. So I just never really dabbled, I guess.
Yeah.
But like you said, like the thing with the Instagram stories, it's like you could see those perfect accounts where people look, you know, a picture can only tell you so much, but people like seeing the behind the scenes and like getting to know people and seeing all that other day-to-day stuff. And that's, I think, what's more relatable than
Yeah.
just seeing a post and not knowing anything else.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you never know who's watching you and who's
Right.
going to be desperate for help. So last 2 questions. And the moment I said it, it totally slipped out of my head. Okay. So last 2 questions. Where are you headed now in your business? What are you hoping to accomplish? Oh, I know what I was going to ask you, second to last. I was going to ask you this. You get a list of the people that have viewed your stories.
Uh-huh.
The people that are watching you look at your stories. Do you reach out to them? Do you friend them? Do you intentionally do any interaction, or you just patiently wait for them to reach you?
I literally, and I know it's not, I mean, for most people, it probably wouldn't be the best advice to give. I've just had luck with the post and pray method,
Yeah.
which I know is not common at all. But no, if people like my stuff or even comment, unless they directly comment like I'm interested or I want to know more, I leave it at that. I don't friend them. I don't follow any of them back. I don't message any of them. Sometimes in my stories, I'll put like a poll, like, you know, I'll put like a challenge up and I'll put a question like I'm ready, or, you know, where you could tap an option. And if
Yeah.
they click one of those, then I will send them a message, obviously. But
Yeah.
other than that, like I always look at who views my stuff just because I'm curious and I like to see who's watching, if anyone is even watching.
Yeah.
But no, I literally, my balls are like this big and I will never reach out unless they reach out to
It's
me.
It's so funny because I'm so red that I just, as you're saying it, I'm like, I picture myself clicking and friending every name that's watching my story. Like, hey friend, hey friend, hey friend, get into my network.
I'm the whitest white where I'm like, don't look at me. I'm sorry for breathing. Oh my God. Like,
But you know what? I really like that because there's no right or wrong way to build your business. And I feel like you definitely have to try everything and figure out what works.
yeah.
And, like nobody's going to come into this and be amazing at it. Like it took a lot of courage for you to put up that first post and a lot of courage for you to go to your first event and leave the kids. And, all of this takes a lot of courage, but I think behind it all is a very powerful movement, a purpose, and an ability to change your life. I mean, this is, for me, it's my profession, it's my career. So, where do you see yourself going with ISO? What's your next like massive goal? I know you earned Cayman Islands, which was probably like the prettiest place I've ever been to
That was
in my life.
amazing. I'm
Yeah.
having PTSD being home.
Yeah, for sure. I literally booked a trip with my children to Aruba because I miss it so much. Like,
That's amazing.
yeah. But so what's your next big goal?
Um, I guess I'm just kind of waiting to see like what they announce next. I mean, I want to run for executive again, just to redo the whole thing. Whatever trip is announced next, I will run for that.
Yeah.
I just want to continue growing my team. I love what I do, and it's not much effort at all. It's become part of my day every day now. So I mean, ultimately, I would like to make six figures a year and just keep doing what I'm doing and go on all the trips and win all the things. And yes, I mean, not like, I don't really have a specific goal, like immediate goal, but like, I'm just waiting to see like in the next month or so with NYKO, like what the next thing announced is. But I definitely want to run for executive all over
Yeah, I love it. It's always fun to bring on new people.
again.
I like it.
Really.
What's your favorite part? Is it enrolling, coaching, team building?
Um, I guess enrolling, because it kind of gives you a little bit of a high.
Yeah.
Like last month especially, I just like got on such a high because I had a lot of people at once. Whereas the 2 months prior, I had two people. Because like I tell people, I'm like, it goes in waves. You just got to stick through it. I have really busy months, and then I have months where I'm like, does anyone like me? Like, hello.
Yeah. But that's the consistency of it. That's
Right.
just being in the game. And some months you feel funky and some months you're on fire. And
Right.
no matter what, you got to keep going, dust it off and keep going,
Exactly.
because
Yeah. You
yeah,
just can't let it bother you.
yeah, it
Yeah.
shouldn't. It totally shouldn't. The job market out there stinks. Like there is nothing that pays better than enrolling 2 value packs.
Oh yeah, and I tell people all the time, because a lot of people will get discouraged if they come in on a high and it dips down and that slow part starts happening. I'm like, you have to stick through it and be consistent, because I've stuck with it now a year and a half, and I've seen what parts of the year are busy, what parts are not. And as long as you're consistent and people see that you're still doing that every single day, it's going to come back around and that wave's going to go up again. And it always does. And people usually dip out before it does because they get discouraged that nobody cares and the consistency goes away. And
That for me is
you're drinking shakes unless you talk about it. So
yeah, it's so true. And I feel like that for me is the saddest part because you want it so much for everyone. And I think of how many good players like I've lost who have quit before their time. And it's like, oh my God, you went so far. You hit Crystal Director. You did so good. You enrolled 20 people. You were there.
mm-hmm.
And then they just throw it in the towel. And I'm like, that is crazy. Like I will never quit. They will like have to come and peel me off like the floor at corporate.
100%. And like the biggest excuse I get is like, I don't have enough time for that right now. I'm like, I don't have enough time for that, but
Yeah.
you're
You have
doing
twins.
exactly.
I
Like,
don't
I
know
have
when you
to
pee.
like, I don't. I mean, like the whole I don't have time thing to me is not an excuse anymore, because I think I spend like maybe, I mean, depending on the day, but like you can only spend like 15-30 minutes a day on it if you want to, just like posting here and there or doing whatever. And it's not an excuse to me anymore, because I'm as busy as the next person, and I find 15 minutes of my day to talk about something or throw a picture up or whatever. It's not that hard to stay consistent.
Yeah, and having a conversation to help somebody change their life. I mean, it's 15, 20 minutes of your day. Like you either
Sure.
want it or you
I
don't.
wish it was.
Oh, I told you, girlfriend, like 20 minutes, and I'm like,
I
okay.
know.
They know within the first 5 minutes. They know that's the white in you.
I know.
Yes. Do
Yeah.
you want
Are
to
you
tell me
okay?
about your grandmother's bunion? Okay. I'm like, "Shoot, gotta go."
I know. I need to.
I'm like, sorry, Mary, my dog ran outside.
I know. I need to start setting my timers now after talking to you.
Well, you are awesome. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I will absolutely get this recording up and post our IG tips. And if there is anything you ever need except technical stuff, don't ask me for that. I'm always happy to help.
Thank you so much for having me. No, I absolutely enjoyed doing this. I loved our chat last week. I loved our chat tonight. You've been amazing. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Lauren. We appreciate you. Have a wonderful night, guys.
You too.
Bye.
All right, bye.